What's up, everybody? Today, we're going to talk about how much money do you need in your emergency fund before you retire. Now there's the different ways that people look at this. Some people say, I want to have X amount of money and then I'm good. The other way is a percentage of your annual expenses, and both ways are correct. It just depends on what your personality is and what makes you feel more comfortable. So let us say you're going to retire with $1 million and you have a financial plan that tells you that $1 million will last you the rest of your life. So, you feel like you're covered because you have $1 million. But what happens if you have an unexpected large expense? Maybe it's medical or home repair or car repair. Something like that pops up. You don't want to have to go into debt to pay for that. You want to be able to pay cash. So, what I always recommend people do is add a little bit of a cushion to your emergency fund. And so, if you have $1 million and you spend $100,000 a year, I would recommend having an additional 5% of your expenses set aside in an emergency fund. Okay, so let's just pause here for a second. What do you think about that? Have you heard that advice before? Have you never heard that advice before? Is it new? Let me know in the comments below. And if you've watched my videos before, you know that I love to keep things simple. And so let's just start out with the basics here. If you have $100,000 in expenses per year, okay, you would have a $5,000 emergency fund. So, you want to make sure that you have $5,000 at all times in a very liquid account like a bank account. Ideally, you want to have 6 months worth of expenses. So, if you're spending $100,000 a year, you're going to want to have $600,000 in an emergency fund. But what if you had more than 6 months in an emergency fund? Maybe you want to have a year, or 2 years, or 3 years. Well, the emergency fund is really only meant to cover one thing: unexpected expenses, not ongoing expenses. So, if you're spending $100,000 a year and you want to have 2 years in an emergency fund, you would want to have $200,000. Now that includes your $5,000 for those unexpected expenses, and then the remaining $195,000 is for your emergency fund. So, hopefully, that makes sense. Now some people want to see everything in black and white. They want to know exactly how much they need, and when they get there, they're good. So, I'm going to give you guys a few examples. We'll work our way down from $100,000 a year in expenses to $50,000 a year in expenses. These numbers are just estimates. I'm just giving you these as guidelines. Use these as guidelines, but remember the most important thing is you have enough to pay for unexpected expenses, plus whatever your emergency fund target is. So let's go down the list. If you have $1 million and you spend $100,000 a year, you want to have $200,000 in an emergency fund. Again, that's $5,000 for unexpected expenses and then $195,000 for your emergency fund. If you have $750,000 and you spend $75,000 a year, you want to have $150,000 in an emergency fund. $5,000 for unexpected expenses, $145,000 for your emergency fund. Now, some of you may be saying, hey, I can't afford that. Well, let me ask you a question. How much do you need to feel financially secure? Does that number include an emergency fund? If not, you probably should add that in. I mean, think about it. You worked your entire career to get to retirement. You finally got to retirement. Do you want to feel stressed out about money? Because that's going to negatively affect your health. So, don't forget to add in your emergency fund to your calculations of how much do I need to feel financially secure. So some of you may say, you know what? I can't afford $5,000 plus the emergency fund that you just gave me these guidelines for. Now what about taxes? What if I told you you didn't have to worry about taxes ever again? Sounds pretty good, right? Well, it can be a reality if you follow a few simple steps. Check out this video right here. I go over a strategy to legally never pay taxes again. So click the link. Check out that video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in that video.